Want to do a video on pushing the envelope. What I mean by pushing the envelope is trying to essentially achieve what's considered impossible. I know from Kundalini experiences that this biology, this consciousness, this corporeal body can do things that we're currently being told are not achievable, not possible. Miraculous things, things that I'm not really going to get too deep into in this video. But Kundalini, ladies and gentlemen, allows us to actually experience the full potential of our existence, our perception, our consciousness, our biology, our physiology, you name it. It's amazing what this body can actually do within that framework of consciousness. Now, the camera that I'm using right now on this Macintosh is all the way up at the top. It's kind of disorienting, so I'm going to look straight ahead. But instead of staring up at the camera. But I'm amazed at how far we've actually fallen from having even the glimpsest amount of hope and faith in our ability to achieve things that are greater than what we're currently experiencing. As a culture, ladies and gentlemen, we've fallen into this suboptimal bracket of existence where unhealth, disease, war, famine, poverty, you've got all this negativity currently taking place on the earth that we're all living upon. And I don't believe that things have to be this way. But in order for us to change the circumstances, we're going to have to evolve to a greater state of existence. We're going to have to learn to strive for something more. We're going to have to want within our heart of hearts to have a pristine world, and we're going to have to back up our desires by forward action. So a lot of people wish things were better, but they don't really do anything with their own personal power to try to help stimulate and push the lever towards that achievement. All of us have an integral role here in this world. It's amazing how much of, it's amazing what one person can do to help the collective whole of humanity, the totality of existence. So, but that's one of the reasons why I try to get on here and inspire people to take care of their health. By taking better care of your health, ladies and gentlemen, if you do it properly, your blinders are going to start opening up and you're going to have a broader scope of reality. You're going to be able to see things differently. You're going to see things that you currently couldn't see, things that were being hidden from you. When you take care of your health the right way, your glandular system starts working better, your mind, your blood gets healthier, your liver starts regenerating more efficiently. Your colon gets clean. Your bones get stronger. All of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, has an intimate connection to the mind because the mind is intimately connected to the physiology. The mind and the body are a temple, one and the same. This is not an escapable thing. I know a lot of people out here in the New Age realm like to say this is all just an illusion. It's all in your mind. Well, that mind that you're using is tethered to a body. The lack of health that people currently are experiencing here in this matrix is directly related to the lack of perception that they harbor, their inability to see past the coding of the matrix. By taking better care of your health, by getting away from the hexafluorosilicic acid, the hydrofluorosilicic acid, the pipe residues, the scaling lime, the inorganic compounds, the inorganic calcium, the stuff in the tap water, the fluorine, the chlorine, the chloramines, the disinfectant byproducts, the pipe residues, the scaling lime, you name it. The algicides, the cobalts, by getting rid of that stuff from the water that you consume, your mind starts to flourish in a way that it couldn't when you were ingesting all that toxicity. The same goes with the food supply. You start getting away from the junk, you start becoming more open-minded. Real food, real health leads to an expansion of the mind, expansion of the consciousness. So I think people ask me all the time, how can I begin stimulating Kundalini? I have spent the last 7 years of my life experimenting with ways to stimulate the Kundalini to rise. I had a handful of experiences in my early 20s where I experienced full-fledged Kundalini moving through my biology. And after those experiences, it set me out on a journey to discover a way to actually get that energy rekindled in our body and to keep it lit 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, you name it. Now, due to our sedentary lifestyles, due to our unnatural lifestyles, due to the fact that we're literally plugged into the matrix here, ladies and gentlemen, that is not just a metaphor. We are literally plugged into something that's robbing our vitality. Due to the fact that we're in this nightmare scenario, the Kundalini, even due to the subconscious mind and how it's been programmed, we've actually set up barriers within our mind and our biology that actually keep the seals on our chakras locked, and it keeps the serpentine energy from rising up the staff of Mercury, the staff of Hermes, the spinal column. So Kundalini is not something that's easy to necessarily stimulate and to get to just ignite within your biology. There's a lot of factors here. But health is one of the greatest ways, in my opinion, to begin cleaning the vessel for this miraculous energy to move through. The body needs to be clean. So if Kundalini and the expansion of consciousness go hand in hand. So I'm actually going to revert this discussion and kind of change the topic. I'm not necessarily going to talk about Kundalini in this. I really wanted rather just focus on ways so that people can begin experiencing greater health, not only of the body, but of the mind. So we live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where the cultural masses, they're hypnotized. They're in a state of consciousness that resembles sleep. And a large portion of that is directly correlated to the foods people are consuming. There's a reason why all these toxicities, or there's a reason why all these toxins and all these industrial wastes and all of these constituents that are directly linked to cancers and premature senility, you name it. There's a reason why these foods, these constituents are in our foods. Now, based on the fact that 90% of the foods at the supermarket are laced with chemical additives, preservatives, they have no minerals left in them, the enzymes have been stripped, they're filled full of garbage. Do you really think that reason why those constituents are in the food is for our favor or for our benefit? No. No, it's not. It's a control mechanism. Food is a form of information transference. When you eat foods, you transfer information from that food into your biology. And it directly relates to the health of your biology. And if you're consuming things that are destroying the health of your corporeal body, the mind is just a mirror of what's going on within the body. And it's really unfortunate to actually bear witness to just how insane things have gotten here in this dimension. I mean, there is so much sickness here. I think 1 in 3 people now will have heart disease, 1 in 4 cancer in the United States. This is a joke. This is not the type of work that you'd see on the resume of a supreme culture, an enlightened culture. No. But we've got to get out of this downward spiral. Otherwise, we're just going to continue falling down it. And one of the greatest ways that I've found to actually begin uplifting myself is through taking care of my health. Otherwise, you're just one of the useful idiots out here in this matrix that thinks that being unhealthy is cool. I mean, that's the programming that they're pushing on us. You see it on the televisions, you see it on magazines, you see it everywhere in this culture. Eating junk food is the cool thing to do. Eating candy is the cool thing to do. Hell, we have an entire holiday based around giving the youth massive amounts of high fructose corn syrup, massive amounts of garbage, butane or petroleum products in the candy, you name it. There's an entire holiday based around this. Loading your child up with so much sugar that it's insane. So, I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people have found my channel and found benefit from it and gone out of their way to contact me and tell me that they started modulating their lifestyle, they started augmenting their diet, they started consuming better foods, they got away from the animal products, and suddenly their life has changed massively. They have more ability, they have more range of motion, they feel better, they're leaner, they're cleaner, they're faster, they're sharper, their mind is more open. So you got all these people here in the spiritual movement, this New Age movement, who think that diet has nothing to do with consciousness, that think that diet has nothing to do with spirituality. Ladies and gentlemen, the foods that you eat are directly responsible for how well your body rebuilds itself. Your body rebuilds itself predicated upon the quality of foods and fluids that you put in it. If you're putting things that are degrading your biology inside of your system, you are just going to experience that. If you put foods that flourish or help create a greater state of health in your system, you're going to experience that. We've got a culture of people who have been rebuilding themselves for the last 60 years on junk food. Over 60 years on junk food. And here at 2018, this is going to be just even a worse year. There are so many more developments coming out with genetic engineering. There are so many more developments coming out with all these additives and stuff, chemicals. They are slipping industrial wastes into your food, ladies and gentlemen. They are recycling industrial wastes through your biology. It's cheaper to put these wastes in the food supply than to actually get rid of them properly. You are becoming a recycle bin for the Matrix. We have lost our connectivity to the truth. We have lost our connectivity to the divine. We have lost our connectivity to the demigods that we were designed to be. It's a joke. So to wrap this video up, I want to leave you guys with a silent little prayer, a meditation. And if you feel motivated to do it with me, please. Close your eyes and imagine a greater world. Imagine a greater, healthier you. What are you currently doing to help make the world a better place? What are you doing? There's an infinite amount of ways that you can begin doing something. You can start a YouTube channel. You can go onto Facebook and start groups, start spreading awareness like wildfire. Get people interested in health. Let's create a domino effect here, ladies and gentlemen, and make health and the expansion of consciousness the cool thing to do. Because it's the only thing to do. It's what we were designed to do. We were designed to work miracles. This earth right now is nothing like the way it was designed to be. This was designed to be a massive shamanic garden. When I think of Earth, I see massive skyscrapers with air filters on the sides, just filtering all the garbage that's in the atmosphere currently. I see skyscrapers with giant ecosystems and greenery and food for the entire city to eat. I see green towns and cities and epicenters. I see cars and vehicles with air filters on them that are driving through the freeways, cleaning up all the brake dust and garbage in the air. I see airplanes doing the same. I see a windmill-powered society. I see free energy becoming the new thing. Tachyon energy. Free energy for everyone. I see solar power becoming the next modality for one of the modalities for energy. There are so many amazing technologies that are being suppressed by this system, this beast, because it contradicts and conflicts with its continuity of scorched earth. So I ask you please to just close your mind, or close your eyes, and imagine a greater world, and think of ways that you can begin doing things to help make that vision become a reality. If we all did this, if we all spent as much time as we do being caught up in the illusions here in this world, doing something creative, something that benefited not only the self and the ego, but it was selfless and helped everyone else, we'd live in a much different world, ladies and gentlemen. Peace be with you all. While you have your eyes closed and you're receiving the sunlight, as you're standing barefoot, look at diet, you've got to look at water. The water people are drinking here in the Matrix, the tap water, is filled full of disinfectant byproducts, cancer-causing agents, fluoride, hydrofluorosilicic acid, hexafluorosilicic acid, pipe residues, inorganic compounds, scaling lime, algicides, cobalts, radioactive constituents, plutonium, parasites. rid of some of the wastes that are stuck inside of the colonic walls in the lower bowel. So certain eye muscle exercises where you move your eyes in certain direct current energy. So walking barefoot is one of the pinnacle aspects, other than things like collecting rainwater. We can be our own farmers and grow a lot of our own food, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have to resort to buying murdered animals from corrupt organizations and things of that nature. We don't have to consume these foods to have a healthy lifestyle. My health has gone nowhere but up since I became a vegan. Authentic Kundalini awakenings actually stimulate dormant parts of your brain and your physiology, your spinal system, your cerebrospinal fluid, you name it. And when that happens, it just enlightens the gland. The goji berries in it and the Schisandra. But I also talk later on in this video about how damaging constituents, and these constituents are known as accumulative poisons. They accumulate over time and they get lodged in your tissues. They get lodged in your kidneys, your liver, you name it.